Brahma is the Hindu creator god known as the later equivalent of Prajapati. He is associated with creation, knowledge, and the sacred Vedas. According to some Hindu sources, such as the Mahabharata, Brahma is supreme in the triad of great Hindu gods, which includes Vishnu and Shiva. Most likely seen wearing a white robe with a sacred cord across his shoulder, Brahma is commonly depicted as a red or golden-complexioned bearded man with 4 heads facing the cardinal directions. His hands hold no weapons, but items related to knowledge and creation, with one raised as a sign of blessing or promise. He sits on the lotus, and his vahana is a divine swan having the ability to distinguish good from evil. This is to say that we must see that good and evil are intertwined in our universe, and we should learn how to separate the two, keeping what is valuable and discarding what is not. The origins of the term Brahma are uncertain, partly because several related words are found in the Vedic literature, such as Brahman for the ultimate reality and Brahmaṇa for priest. A distinction between the spiritual concept of Brahman and the deity Brahma is that the former is a genderless abstract metaphysical concept in Hinduism, while the latter is one of the many masculine gods in Hindu tradition. The spiritual concept of Brahman is quite old, and some scholars suggest that the deity may have emerged as a personification of the impersonal universal principle of Brahman. But Brahma, although being the creative aspect of Brahman, is not Brahman. Vishnu is more likely to be seen as a physical expression of the Absolute, as you observe him sleeping on Vasuki, in the primal ocean of milk out of time and out of space. It is in this myth that Brahma appears seated as the first conscious deity on a lotus emerging from Vishnu's navel. This Brahma has 4 faces and 4 arms, holding the 4 holy books that exist before creation and that gave him the authority to create. With Vishnu and Shiva, Brahma belongs to the trinity of supreme deity in the Hindu Pantheon. However, in terms of worship, it does not have the importance of the other 2 gods. During the post-Vedic period, Brahma was a prominent deity who lost his significance by the 7th century. He was overshadowed by other major deities like Vishnu, Shiva, and Mahadevi, and demoted to the role of secondary creator who was in his turn created by major deities. So Brahma is at the origin of all forms in the universe, but not the primordial universe itself. Thus, in most Puranic texts, Brahma's creative activity depends on the presence and power of a higher god. This is exactly the reason why some accounts say that if there was a worship trinity in India, the great goddess or Devi in her many forms will make up the 3rd part with Vishnu and Shiva. But Brahma remains of great mythological importance. As the creator entity in the Puranas, he is frequently identified with the Vedic god Prajapati of the ancient Brahmanas. According to a legendary story, Brahma was created from the right side of this primordial force. In ancient times, the supreme god Prajapati was an entity who existed before anything else. It is this entity who started the process of creating the cosmos by bringing Brahma into existence. In later scriptures, Prajapati merged with Brahma, becoming one of the 3 most powerful Hindu deities, along with Vishnu the preserver and Shiva the destroyer. A legend describes how he created himself from the primeval waters using the power of his own desire. By contrast, the Mahabharata tells how he was born from a lotus in the navel of Vishnu. From this lotus and the light around it, Brahma was born and mixed with it as the light spread throughout the cosmos. So he became the essence of all things and the power contained within them. Brahma also became the essence of time. Since his life is anticipated as 100 heavenly years, a single day of his life is equal to 4 billion earthly years. When these are over, the cycle of creation will start all over again with the beginning of a new age. So at the end of each of his years, the universe is destroyed and rebuilt from scratch. As one of the oldest and most diverse religions, Hinduism has many different creation myths, but the most persistent story involves Brahma, who uses his power to create everything. After emerging at the beginning of time, Brahma contemplated a universe which was nothing but swirling chaos without shape. The scriptures assert that Brahma is temporarily incompetent as he puts together the universe, but then becomes aware of his confusion and meditates as an ascetic. As he meditated, the universe started to take shape and order started to be revealed from chaos. He combined matter and spirit to create a dazzling variety of living creatures and a tempest of causal nexuses. Brahma produced a succession of further beings, from the stars to the gods and so forth, imbuing everything with both good and evil, the material and the spiritual, the beginning and the end. In the process of creating, the demons were born from a part of Brahma's body which became the night, but he threw it away in disappointment. After he created the gods, he abandoned his body once again, which turned into the day. Therefore, the demons gained the ascendancy at night, and the gods, representing the forces of goodness, ruled during the day. When creation was complete, Brahma lives on his creation and continues to give strength to the universe. Brahma is generally less popular than Vishnu or Shiva, probably because he's only identified with the primordial account of creation. Originally, Brahma was born with only one head but then grew 5 others. The story says that he was cursed and lost one. Meanwhile, another tells that one of his heads was cut off by Shiva after lusting for his own daughter, Sandhya. The latter made people believe that incest with his daughter is partly responsible for Brahma's limited to no worship at all. By the 7th century, this divinity lost its importance as few legends mention some reasons of his downfall. There are mainly 2 prominent versions of why Brahma lost his ground. The first version refers to the Shiva Purana, where Brahma and Vishnu argued about who was the greatest among them. Shiva set them both to a challenge to which Brahma cheated in order to win. This angered Shiva, whom as a result cursed Brahma to be never worshipped ever again. Historians believe that some of the major reasons for Brahma's downfall were the rise of Shaivism and Vaishnavism. Due to his elevated status, Brahma is less involved in picturesque myths where gods take on human form and character, but he is rather a metaphysical ideal of a great god. In later Puranas, Brahma is no longer worshipped and other gods are assigned to his myths, even if he always maintained his status as a creator god. In contemporary Hinduism, Brahma does not enjoy popular worship and has substantially less importance than Vishnu or Shiva. He is revered in an ancient text, yet rarely worshipped as a primary deity in India, owing to the absence of any significant sect dedicated to his reverence. He is still honored today with an annual ceremony at the pilgrimage site of Pushkar, and he remains a popular figure in Southeast Asia, especially in Thailand and Bali. In Hindu belief, the god Brahma is the source of all space-time, and creation works in a continuous cycle. When he wakes, the world comes into being for a day lasting more than 4 billion years. When he sleeps, the whole illusion of the world disappears back into nothingness. This concept of a series of new creations can be found in many other religions, such as those of Mesoamerica. The Hindu concept of each cycle of creation being simply a day and night for Brahma is close to the ancient Egyptian model. Even the words that we end during the battle of Ragnarok, the twilight of the Norse gods, can turn out to be simply a new beginning as they quietly recreate themselves on the far side of the disaster. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video on Brahma. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, stay curious.